I think George Clooney thought he knew best, and he was wrong. That's what that happens to most people in life, right? Isn't that what happens? There's all these times in which you think you were doing something right, or you thought you were right, and then you're wrong. Is George Clooney to blame for Trump winning 2024? I don't know. We have to look into this, folks, because people say he was instrumental in pushing Biden away. Remember, he wrote an op-ed, an article in a newspaper calling for Biden to drop out. Do you remember this? People say he was the one who first gave that little nudge. That little nudge. You see, I even hit my own microphone. Boom, little nudge. Pushed Biden out. And now people are mad. People are like, what the heck? We trusted you, George Clooney. You're supposed to be this brilliant guy. You know all these things. You played a doctor on television. How could you have led us astray? How could you have led us down this path that led to defeat? Why did we believe you? They're thinking. George Clooney, what is wrong with you? What were you thinking? This is what some people are saying now, folks. There are people out there on the left who are upset. They're going to have to deal with the fact that for 4 years, Donald Trump is going to be the president. These people were having a cow. I don't understand. I try not to be this way, but they operate a lot of times in these absolutes. They tell themselves and they tell their followers like X, Y, and Z will never happen. Will never happen. Never this. This will never happen. And then it happens. And then you look like a fool. Okay? You look like a fool. George Clooney. I mean, think about the audacity, the balls, the gall that this guy has to have to say, you know what? I'm going to write this article to push this guy out of the way. Nobody else had, I guess, the courage to say it, and then he did, and he thought he knew best, I guess. He thought he knew best. And so he went out and did it. And that led to basically Biden getting pushed out, Kamala being anointed, and nobody likes Kamala. Okay, I don't care what you heard. For whatever reason, not enough people. Listen, lots of people like Kamala. Okay, let me rephrase that. Just not enough. Okay, it's a numbers game, and there has to be enough, and there has not been. There wasn't, and I don't think there ever will be. There never will be, and so George Clooney is to blame. I feel like everybody should channel all the left in their rage, should just channel it, focus it like a laser onto George Clooney. I feel like he could handle it. He's played some amazing roles. Many of his roles, his character has a lot of like fortitude and can do. So I think he can handle it. I feel like in the real life, when all this starts hitting him, he could possibly channel his acting methods and apply it to real life. It's so interesting how it's backfired on George Clooney. I mean, he was basically going to be a king slayer, basically bringing down a sitting president with the pen, which is mightier than the sword. He was going to then elevate Kamala, who would then be president, who would then forever be indebted to George Clooney. I mean, that was the plan. That's the way he saw it in his mind, right? That's the way he was thinking it was going to go down. And that's not what happened. And now people are mad at George Clooney for pushing out Biden. They trusted him, and he was wrong. You can't trust these people. They don't know more than you most of the time. Okay? I think George Clooney thought he knew best, and he was wrong. That's what that happens to most people in life, right? Isn't that what happens? There's all these times in which you think you were doing something right, or you thought you were right, and then you're wrong. But unlike George Clooney, we don't have all these people upset. I bet you, I can only imagine some of the craziness on the left and how mad they are at Clooney, blaming him. I think he deserves some. He really does. And if I was in his little circle, if I had some access to Clooney, I would gloat and be like, oh, how'd it go? How do you like me now? Biden, if Biden was to come across George Clooney, oh my God, I'd be like, how do you like me now? You were wrong. And so, folks at home, I would just caution you. This is a cautionary tale on how you can't really believe and trust, or really, the path of the thespian activist. The thespian political activist is, I don't think, the best leader. So follow at your own peril. Who you should be following is me, your friend Jamin, host of Jamin's Daily. Like, share, subscribe. I really hope you're having fun. Stay tuned. I'm over 400 videos, and we're going to do 400 more. We're going to hit 500 subscribers this year, and next year the goal by the end of the following year is to have 1,000. We're going to double it, 1,000 subscribers this time next year. Stay tuned. Stick with me. The best is yet to come.